Hi, I'm Horace. I'm the Director of Enterprise Development.
I'm Chris, Lead Developer and Architect.
And my name's Frank. I'm Impact's Chief Technology Officer. And I'm here with Chris and Horace today to talk about automation in your business and business processes and how using modern digital tools can help automate part of your business processes that are redundant and manual. So Horace and Chris have a bunch of experience in helping Impact automate our own processes. So I think today we'll do a quick deep dive into what that looks like at Impact. So how does a small business or mid-sized business who doesn't have a development staff like we do at Impact, how do they engage in automation and what kind of things can they look for as they start to understand how robotic process automation and other automation tools help their business?
I think with anything, the first step is always identifying the problems, right? One of the things that Impact does really well is we have resources like solution architects and VCIOs that are really good at helping you evaluate, your needs, right? And one of the things you need to do is really prioritize what you want to tackle first, right? There's so many things you could do that can help your business, but you have to identify what's important, what's critical, and what's something that is good to tackle as a first project.
That makes sense. And I want to get more into how a company will engage with maybe a company like Impact. But Chris, from a technical standpoint, where should companies look at when they start to look at automating some of their business processes? What should they look at first?
Well, I think the first most important thing is looking for simple actual actions that someone has to do that's redundant, that they do every single day, that just takes up their time, that prevents them from doing work that is, more, useful for the company or more exploratory for the company, something that allows the company to expand. So I think the main thing is looking for those simple, redundant solutions that you can try and automate and simplify and have a robot do it instead, in a sense.
Yeah, so based on that, if we're looking for tools or looking for processes that are ripe for automation, stuff that's repetitive and stuff that just has to get done, what type of tool or product would a company use and how would they go about getting started with something like that?
Well, I think the first thing is to research tools that are RPA tools. Similar, one that we actually tend to implement here at Impact is using Kofax RPA, which is a very simple tool to build out these robotic processes and having the robot build it itself. But there's a bunch of other solutions as well, from more complex solutions, things using coding tools like Selenium and other things like that, to more friendly tools like Kofax RPA.
Horace, you mentioned when we're talking about developers and most companies don't have a development staff. So shed some light on that. How would a company interact with a managed service provider if they don't have the developers, what should they look for in a managed service provider? How do they interact with a managed service provider, or MSP for short?
Sure, I think it's important to have what we call champions or sometimes even subject matter experts, right, SMEs, to really start the communication, the conversation, right? Any project always starts with planning, with identifying the key problems, identifying what are the the requirements for success, right? In development we always talk about MVPs, right? The minimal viable product, right? What can we do that will give the company value right away? What can we build that
quick wins, right?
Yeah, exactly. Quick wins, right? Low-hanging fruit, like things that really get the process going, right? Start so that the users start seeing value, and then they will start. That will drive user adoption, because then they're actually seeing how is this improving my day-to-day life?
Yeah, they're seeing the results.
Right, exactly.
And one of the things as I talk to our employees and our sales staff, it's a mindset of an organization to want to be agile and to change your business processes. No product is going to work if the mindset isn't there that you actually want to change something that's been done for 10, 20 years, or you have an employee who's been doing the same thing over the past X amount of years. So I think it's important to his comment about not just picking the low-hanging fruit, but also the mindset of the organization has to be that they want to improve those processes, because it requires communication, right? Especially when you engage an MSP from the outside. we may know business processes, we know the technology, we know how to apply it, we do it every day at Impact, but you know your business better than we'll ever know it. And it's about tailoring our approach and an MSP approach to those business challenges and working with you to understand why you want to change, how you want to make those changes, and picking the right tools to actually improve those processes. So I hope this video is helpful. We talked about a lot. There's other videos on our website that kind of talk about any other of these topics: RPA, low code, citizen developers, right? How we've engaged with customers, different case studies. So feel free to check out those other videos and case studies. But thank you for watching, and Horace and Chris, thank you guys for your feedback.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks.